What's popping, guys? Welcome to Football Overseas and welcome to another Bundesliga predictions show or video, as I should call it. It's 31st game week or match day, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we're here for some predictions, guys. So guys, you already know what to do. If you haven't done so, subscribe, press the alarm bells for future content notifications, and comment your way. Go check Football Overseas socials, and inshallah you're well wherever you may be. Yeah, man. I say we kick things off, man. Stuttgart, whatever. They play against Heidenheim, and yeah, Stuttgart. Last game they drew 4-4 against Union Berlin. What a game, by the way. Apparently all goals scored in one half. 4 and 4. So 8 goals scored in one half and the rest none. So or the second half none. Absolutely mad. Now in Heidenheim's case, they lost 4-0 to us at their ground. So I will say though they had a few chances, but let's be honest, as a whole they were awful. It was nice seeing Kradze get some minutes. Nice seeing Paul Vanna get minutes too as a Bayern fan, but as they are lone players, of course. But if I'm being really objective here, there's only one winner I'm going with, and that is VfB Stuttgart. And I'm gonna say 3-0. And that game is today, by the way. As per recording. VfB Leverkusen, second, they play against Augsburg. Now, I will skip this game because it's in the same time as another game I want to talk about. FC Bayern Munich versus SV Mainz, or fifth, or whatever you call it, or fünf, or five, whatever. Yeah, let's put it this way. We win this game, then the Leverkusen versus Augsburg, they have to win. And I mean, in Bayern München's case, they're top, obviously. Mine's sixth. Now, obviously, I mentioned who we played against. Heidenheim, we won 4-0. Pretty convincing, to be fair. Now, Mainz drew 2-2 to Wolfsburg. So I do expect Bayern Munich, my club, to get the job done. And it's at home. I mean, last time we played them, we lost. I actually, other than Bochum, that's our only loss in the Bundesliga, in their stadium. So, yeah, correcting the wrongs is a priority, and I think it will be done. But I'll say, you know what? I think 3-1. I have a weird feeling. Well, actually, no, not 3-1, 3-1. Yeah, I feel like we'll have a all right performance. And we'll end up getting the dubs. To be honest, I feel like now that we're too focused on the Bundesliga, I think it's about time we wrap this up. Now, obviously, I say we're gonna beat Mainz. Now, if that was to be the case, that would mean that Leverkusen would have to draw or lose for Bayern Munich to be champions. Now, Augsburg are 10th. Leverkusen second, obviously. Leverkusen's last game, they drew 1-1 to Pauli, so makes our case even better. And I watched a bit of that game. That was not good enough from Leverkusen, I'll be really honest. And Augsburg, 0-0 to Frankfurt, which is not bad for Augsburg, to be fair. But yeah, do I think Leverkusen will beat Augsburg and continue having a chance in the title race, only for Bayern Munich to potentially get the league win, maybe at Leipzig, or do they lose or draw and Bayern Munich already crowned champions ahead of the Leipzig game next week? To be honest, as much as I would love the latter to happen, both latters actually, I don't see those latters happening. I think that Leverkusen get the dubs, man. Unfortunately, even though Augsburg will make it tough, but Leverkusen will find a way. I think, you know what it is? I have a weird feeling it's going to be one off a long stretch of the game. And then next thing you know, they score at the end. Leverkusen. And it's going to be 2-1. So the title race lives on for one more week, most likely. Hoffenheim against Borussia Dortmund. Now Hoffenheim are 15th. Borussia Dortmund are 7th. Borussia Dortmund, they I believe they won last weekend, didn't they? Yeah, 3-2 against Mönchengladbach. In which, yeah, let's obviously go on the score sheet. So yeah, Hoffenheim, they lost 3-2 to Freiburg. Not a bad fight, I guess, but listen, man. Wait, did Kramer score? Because I know he scored in the game prior. Yeah, he did score. So Kramer is in some form, to be fair, in terms of scoring goals. Will he score in this game? Maybe he will, actually. You know what? I think this game ends 3-2 Borussia Dortmund. I think Borussia Dortmund go there and get the win, but Hoffenheim will make it difficult for them a little bit. I have a weird... And actually, you know what it is? I think Borussia Dortmund make it hard for themselves. So yeah, 3-2 Borussia Dortmund this game. VfB Wolfsburg versus Freiburg. Now, Freiburg I already mentioned. They won 3-2 against Hoffenheim. Wolfsburg, who are the home side, is going to be in Volkswagen Arena. They actually drew 2-2 to Mainz. I mentioned that earlier. So I'm going to say 2-2. And we move. Holstein Kiel versus Mönchengladbach. Now, Gladbach I already mentioned. 3-2 L to Borussia Dortmund. Kiel's last game, 1-0 to Leipzig. To be honest, I think Gladbach get a 1-0 win out of this. And we move. Big game, to be fair. Eintracht Frankfurt versus RB Leipzig. Now, what do I think is going to happen out of this game? Now, I remember when they last faced off, there was actually they were actually involved in the title race. Now, none of them are. Interesting. And now, I believe they're both in the top. Yeah, see, third and fourth, respectively. So it's just about closing the gap. Leipzig trying to close the gap on them, or Frankfurt just pushing away from them. That's what it really is. And Frankfurt are the home side. I actually think Frankfurt get the win. I'm going to say Frankfurt win 2-1. 2-1 Frankfurt win. And then on Sunday, we get Bochum versus Union Berlin. Listen, 13th Union Berlin, 17th Bochum. I already mentioned Union Berlin. They drew 4-4 to Stuttgart and Bochum last game. 1-0 loss to Bremen. I just feel like Union Berlin have in the bag. I'll say 2-0 Union Berlin. And finally, Werder Bremen versus Shea Pauli. Now, Shea Pauli already mentioned they drew. And I mentioned that Werder Bremen won 1-0. Now, Shea Pauli ain't that more difficult of a side to play against at times, but at times they are. It's a weird one. Like, Shea Pauli is one of them teams. They'll get chances, but will they convert them? That's the type of team they are. You know what, man? I'm gonna edge Werder Bremen here. I'm gonna say they win. Yeah, I'll say 2-0 for Werder Bremen. Something tells me that Shea Pauli ain't gonna be clinical, and that's the result. So yeah, those are my predictions, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below, and the predictions as well. Now I'm gonna end it here. You already know what to do. Subscribe, press the alarm bells for future content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're well wherever you may be. Now I'm gonna bounce. See you later. Inshallah we are champions. Mia san mia. Let's go, guys.